This, of course, came as a huge shock, and William and I have been doing everything we can to process and manage this privately for the sake of our young family.
For years, royal watchers have debated where the real center of power inside the British monarchy truly lies. Is it with King Charles III, the reigning monarch? Is it with Prince William, the future king? Or is it hidden within the complicated relationships that exist behind palace walls, far away from cameras and public appearances? What happened during one royal reception reportedly left palace insiders whispering, raised difficult questions about Princess Charlotte's place within the institution, and sparked speculation about tensions involving Queen Camilla that few expected to see so publicly. Buckingham Palace was shining under crystal chandeliers as members of the royal family welcomed distinguished guests to an important Commonwealth reception, a carefully choreographed evening designed to project stability, tradition, and unity. Events like these are not simply social gatherings. Every smile, every greeting, and every interaction contributes to the public image of the monarchy. That reality makes what reportedly happened next far more significant than it may first appear. According to accounts that later circulated among royal observers, Catherine, Princess of Wales, unexpectedly stepped away from the reception after receiving what appeared to be an urgent request concerning event arrangements. For Catherine, Princess of Wales, attention to detail has long been part of her reputation, making the request seem entirely routine. Yet some royal commentators would later question the timing of that interruption, because only moments after Catherine, Princess of Wales, left the hall, Princess Charlotte reportedly entered the reception area. At first, everything appeared perfectly normal. Princess Charlotte, already one of the most recognizable young members of the royal family, greeted relatives and moved through the room, surrounded by the formality that accompanies royal protocol. Guests watched warmly as Prince William shared a brief father-daughter moment with Princess Charlotte, creating exactly the kind of image that often resonates with the public. But if reports are accurate, that atmosphere did not remain relaxed for long. Some accounts suggest that a seemingly minor interaction involving Princess Charlotte and Queen Camilla suddenly became the focal point of the evening. What should have been a routine ceremonial moment allegedly created visible tension, attracting the attention of guests and prompting whispers throughout the reception. Whether the event unfolded exactly as described remains a matter of debate, but the story spread rapidly among royal watchers who were already closely examining the changing dynamics inside the monarchy. And this is where the situation becomes particularly interesting. Many observers believe the real significance was never about protocol itself. The question was not whether a curtsy occurred, whether a greeting was missed, or whether a misunderstanding took place. The larger question involves symbolism. Inside the royal family, symbolism often carries more weight than words. Every public interaction can be interpreted as a statement about hierarchy, influence, succession, and future authority. Could a seemingly small moment involving Princess Charlotte actually reflect deeper tensions within the institution? Could the public's growing fascination with Prince William, Catherine, Princess of Wales, and their children be reshaping relationships inside the monarchy itself? Or were royal commentators reading far too much into a simple misunderstanding? What would you think if a single moment at a reception suddenly became the subject of conversations across palace corridors? As speculation intensified, attention increasingly focused on Queen Camilla. For years, Queen Camilla has occupied one of the most difficult positions within the royal family, balancing official duties while continuing to face comparisons with Diana, Princess of Wales. Even after becoming queen, public opinion has often remained divided, creating a challenge unlike anything faced by most senior royals. At the same time, Princess Charlotte's popularity has continued to grow dramatically. Every appearance involving Prince William, Catherine, Princess of Wales, Prince George, Princess Charlotte, and Prince Louis generates enormous public attention. Some royal commentators have even suggested that Princess Charlotte possesses a natural confidence and public appeal that reminds many observers of earlier generations of beloved royals. And that growing popularity may be an important piece of the story. Because according to palace speculation, what happened during the reception was not viewed by everyone as an isolated incident. Some insiders reportedly began asking whether larger image management efforts were taking place behind the scenes, while others dismissed those theories as exaggerated gossip fueled by public fascination with royal drama. Whatever the truth may be, one thing became increasingly clear. Prince William and Catherine, Princess of Wales, were paying close attention. Questions were beginning to emerge. Concerns were reportedly growing. And the answers they would eventually uncover were said to lead far beyond a single awkward moment in a crowded reception hall. But if the reception was only the beginning, what happened afterward would raise even more difficult questions about trust, influence, and the future direction of the royal family itself. Before we continue, if you enjoy thoughtful royal analysis, stories about Prince William, Catherine, Princess of Wales, King Charles III, Prince Harry, Meghan Markle, and the wider monarchy, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss our future discussions. Because the next development reportedly transformed a brief palace controversy into something much bigger than anyone expected. As questions surrounding the reception continued to circulate among royal observers, Prince William and Catherine, Princess of Wales, reportedly found themselves focusing on one detail that seemed increasingly difficult to ignore. According to accounts that later emerged, the issue was not merely the uncomfortable interaction involving Princess Charlotte. The issue was timing. More specifically, the issue was why Catherine, Princess of Wales, happened to be absent during the exact moment when the controversy unfolded. For Catherine, Princess of Wales, the situation reportedly felt unusual from the beginning. The request that had drawn Catherine away from the reception was described as urgent, yet when Catherine arrived backstage, the matter allegedly appeared minor and easily resolved. On its own, that detail might have been insignificant. However, when combined with everything else that reportedly occurred afterward, the coincidence suddenly appeared far more difficult to dismiss. Royal commentators have often noted that Catherine, Princess of Wales, possesses a methodical and analytical approach to challenges. Rather than reacting emotionally, Catherine tends to observe carefully before reaching conclusions. According to palace speculation, that instinct immediately began to surface once Catherine learned exactly what Princess Charlotte had experienced during the reception. And this is where the story reportedly takes a more intriguing turn. Several reports suggest that Prince William and Catherine, Princess of Wales, quietly began asking questions about how the evening had been organized. No public accusations were made. No dramatic confrontations occurred. Instead, according to palace insiders, Prince William and Catherine simply wanted to understand how a routine royal reception had suddenly become the center of so much controversy. What they allegedly discovered only fueled additional speculation. Some accounts claim that individuals connected to event planning acknowledged receiving instructions regarding scheduling changes shortly before the reception began. Other reports suggested that photographers had been encouraged to pay particular attention to interactions involving Princess Charlotte and Queen Camilla throughout the evening. None of these claims were publicly verified, but together they created a narrative that quickly captured the imagination of royal watchers. If those reports were accurate, an obvious question emerged. Was the reception simply another carefully managed royal event, or had someone been attempting to shape a specific public image? For Queen Camilla, public perception has always represented a unique challenge. Decades after becoming one of the most discussed figures in the royal family, Queen Camilla continues to face comparisons that few public figures could easily escape. Every appearance, every speech, and every photograph exists within a broader conversation about history, legacy, and acceptance. Meanwhile, the popularity of Prince William and Catherine, Princess of Wales, has continued to strengthen. Polls, media coverage, and public appearances frequently position Prince William and Catherine as the future face of the monarchy. Even Prince George, Princess Charlotte, and Prince Louis have become enormously popular figures among royal supporters, creating a powerful family image that resonates across generations. Could that growing popularity be influencing internal palace dynamics? Many royal commentators believe that public attention naturally creates competition, even inside institutions built upon hierarchy and tradition. While members of the royal family rarely discuss such matters publicly, observers frequently analyze body language, scheduling decisions, and media strategies in search of deeper meaning. And according to some palace insiders, Princess Charlotte may have become an unexpected focal point within those discussions. As stories about the reception spread, attention increasingly shifted toward Princess Charlotte herself. Images of Princess Charlotte have long generated enthusiastic public reactions, with many royal fans describing Princess Charlotte as confident, charismatic, and remarkably comfortable during official appearances despite her young age. Some commentators even argue that Princess Charlotte possesses an ability to connect with the public that mirrors qualities once associated with Diana, Princess of Wales. Whether that comparison is fair remains open to debate, but its influence on public perception cannot be ignored. What makes this especially significant is that popularity inside the royal family is not merely a matter of public affection. Popularity can influence media narratives, shape future expectations, and affect how different generations of royals are perceived by the public. That reality means even relatively small events can sometimes carry enormous symbolic weight. As Prince William and Catherine, Princess of Wales, reportedly continued examining the circumstances surrounding the reception, another detail allegedly emerged. Several accounts suggested that certain planned photographs involving Queen Camilla and Princess Charlotte had been expected to play a prominent role in media coverage following the event. If true, that revelation would dramatically change how observers interpreted everything that happened. Because suddenly the focus was no longer on a single awkward interaction. The focus became intent. Was someone attempting to create a carefully crafted image of royal harmony? Were palace officials simply doing what public relations teams often do during major events? Or had an ordinary media strategy unexpectedly spiraled into a controversy that nobody anticipated? What would you think if an entire royal controversy began with something as simple as a photograph that never materialized? While speculation continued to grow, Prince William reportedly became increasingly determined to shield Princess Charlotte from unnecessary attention. According to royal commentators, protecting Prince George, Princess Charlotte, and Prince Louis has always been a priority for Prince William and Catherine, Princess of Wales. The couple has consistently attempted to balance royal responsibilities with a desire to provide as normal a childhood as possible. That commitment would soon place Prince William and Catherine, Princess of Wales, on a path toward answers that some observers believe could expose deeper tensions inside the monarchy. And if the reception had raised questions, the information reportedly uncovered next would make those questions impossible to ignore. Because according to palace speculation, someone was about to reveal details that could completely change how the entire incident was understood. The deeper Prince William and Catherine, Princess of Wales, reportedly looked into the reception, the more difficult it became to dismiss the incident as a simple misunderstanding. What had initially appeared to be an awkward moment involving Princess Charlotte was now being viewed through an entirely different lens. According to palace speculation, multiple pieces of information were beginning to point toward a coordinated effort that extended well beyond a single exchange in a crowded reception hall. For Catherine, Princess of Wales, the issue was no longer about protocol, public appearances, or media narratives. The issue had become deeply personal. Reports suggest that Catherine increasingly viewed the situation through the eyes of a mother rather than through the responsibilities of a senior royal. Princess Charlotte was still a young child navigating extraordinary circumstances, and according to those accounts, Catherine believed no child should become entangled in adult power dynamics or institutional image management. That perspective reportedly strengthened after several private conversations took place behind palace walls. According to accounts that circulated among royal insiders, individuals connected to the event began sharing information that painted a far more detailed picture of the planning process surrounding the Commonwealth reception. Some claimed that photography teams had received unusual guidance regarding which interactions deserved priority coverage. Others reportedly suggested that specific family moments were expected to become the centerpiece of international media distribution following the event. On the surface, none of that sounds particularly unusual. After all, every major royal event involves planning, media coordination, and image management. Buckingham Palace, Kensington Palace, and other royal offices routinely work with photographers to ensure significant moments are documented properly. That alone would not necessarily indicate anything inappropriate. But this is where royal observers believe the story became more complicated. Several reports suggested that the desired photographs allegedly centered around Queen Camilla and Princess Charlotte. According to those claims, particular emphasis had reportedly been placed on capturing images that would reinforce a warm grandmother-granddaughter relationship. Whether those reports were accurate remains uncertain, yet the allegations immediately sparked debate among royal commentators. Why would so much attention be focused on a single relationship? Why would Princess Charlotte become such an important figure within that narrative? And perhaps most importantly, why did those plans reportedly unravel so dramatically during the reception itself? As these questions circulated, royal analysts began focusing on a broader reality that has shaped the monarchy for decades. Public image matters enormously within the institution. Every generation faces its own challenges. King Charles III has spent years balancing modernization with tradition. Prince William, the future king, represents the monarchy's next chapter. Catherine, Princess of Wales, has become one of the institution's most trusted public figures. Even Prince Harry and Meghan Markle, the Duchess of Sussex, continue influencing public discussions about the royal family despite their departure from frontline royal duties. Within that environment, perception often becomes as important as reality. According to some royal commentators, Queen Camilla's position has always been uniquely complicated because public acceptance was never guaranteed. Even after becoming queen, Queen Camilla continued facing comparisons to Diana, Princess of Wales, a figure whose legacy remains remarkably powerful decades later. Every positive headline involving Prince William, Catherine, Princess of Wales, Prince George, Princess Charlotte, or Prince Louis naturally reinforces the future of the monarchy. At the same time, those headlines can sometimes create difficult contrasts for other members of the royal family. Could that pressure have contributed to what happened? Many royal observers believe it may have played a role, although definitive evidence remains elusive. Meanwhile, reports suggest that Catherine, Princess of Wales, continued gathering information quietly rather than publicly escalating the situation. According to palace speculation, Catherine reviewed timelines, examined communications, and spoke with trusted individuals who had direct knowledge of the event. Piece by piece, Catherine reportedly began constructing a clearer understanding of how the evening had unfolded, and the picture that emerged was deeply troubling. Some accounts claim that multiple independent sources described remarkably similar sequences of events. The alleged scheduling changes, the reported photography priorities, and the timing of Catherine's absence all appeared connected within a larger narrative. None of those elements individually proved anything. Together, however, they reportedly created a pattern that became increasingly difficult for Prince William and Catherine, Princess of Wales, to ignore. What would you do if every answer seemed to generate even bigger questions? For Prince William, the situation reportedly touched on something fundamental. Throughout recent years, Prince William has frequently emphasized the importance of protecting Prince George, Princess Charlotte, and Prince Louis from excessive public pressure. Royal responsibilities are unavoidable, but Prince William has repeatedly demonstrated a determination to shield his children whenever possible. According to palace observers, that protective instinct was now stronger than ever. As concerns continued to grow, attention gradually shifted toward King Charles III. Some insiders reportedly believe that King Charles III remained unaware of many details surrounding the controversy. Others suggested that King Charles III may have understood more than the public realized. Regardless of which interpretation was correct, one reality appeared increasingly unavoidable. Eventually, someone would need to explain exactly what happened. And if those explanations failed to satisfy Prince William and Catherine, Princess of Wales, the consequences could extend far beyond a single family disagreement. Because by this stage, the issue was no longer about a reception. The issue was trust. Trust between senior members of the royal family. Trust between parents and the institutions surrounding their children. And trust between those preparing to inherit the future of the monarchy and those attempting to preserve their place within it. What happened next, according to palace speculation, would push that trust to its breaking point. Because a private meeting was reportedly approaching, and some royal commentators believe that conversation would force difficult truths into the open for the first time. By the time Prince William and Catherine, Princess of Wales, reportedly completed their quiet review of the events surrounding the Commonwealth reception, the atmosphere inside royal circles had become noticeably strained. What had begun as an uncomfortable incident involving Princess Charlotte had evolved into something much larger. According to palace speculation, conversations were no longer centered on etiquette, protocol, or even public appearances. The conversation had shifted toward accountability, trust, and the limits of influence inside the monarchy itself. For Catherine, Princess of Wales, the evidence reportedly painted a troubling picture. The timing of the summons that removed Catherine from the reception, the alleged photography requests, the accounts from event personnel, and Princess Charlotte's emotional reaction all seemed to point toward a sequence of events that could not easily be dismissed as coincidence. Whether every detail was accurate remained open to debate, but according to royal commentators, Catherine believed the situation required answers at the highest level. And that meant only one person could ultimately address the issue: King Charles III. According to reports that later circulated among palace observers, Catherine, Princess of Wales, requested a private discussion involving Prince William and King Charles III. Unlike public royal engagements filled with ceremony and carefully prepared statements, this meeting was reportedly intended to be direct, private, and focused entirely on the questions that had emerged since the reception. Royal analysts often point out that King Charles III occupies an exceptionally difficult position. As monarch, King Charles III must preserve institutional stability. As a father, King Charles III must maintain relationships within the family. As a husband, King Charles III faces personal loyalties that can sometimes collide with royal responsibilities. Those competing obligations have defined much of King Charles III's reign and continue to shape how the monarchy responds to internal challenges. That reality made the reported meeting particularly significant. According to palace speculation, Catherine, Princess of Wales, arrived prepared. Reports suggest that Catherine presented a detailed timeline outlining the sequence of events that preceded the reception controversy. Prince William reportedly reinforced those concerns by describing the emotional impact the situation had on Princess Charlotte. Together, Prince William and Catherine, Princess of Wales, allegedly argued that the issue extended beyond a single evening and touched upon broader questions regarding the protection of young members of the royal family. What would any parent do if they believed their child had become part of someone else's agenda? That question reportedly sat at the heart of the discussion. Observers who follow the royal family closely often note that Prince William becomes particularly determined when issues involve Prince George, Princess Charlotte, or Prince Louis. According to several commentators, Prince William's primary concern was not media coverage, public opinion, or palace politics. Prince William's concern was ensuring that no future situation would place his children under similar pressure. As the conversation reportedly unfolded, attention eventually turned toward Queen Camilla. According to some accounts, King Charles III was presented with information suggesting that members of Queen Camilla's office may have played a role in organizing circumstances surrounding the reception. Other reports claim that planned media opportunities involving Queen Camilla and Princess Charlotte became a central focus of the discussion. None of these claims have been independently verified, but within the narrative that emerged among royal observers, these allegations became increasingly difficult to ignore. And this is where the emotional stakes reportedly reached their highest point. For years, Queen Camilla has worked to establish a stable role within the royal family. The journey from public controversy to queen consort and eventually queen required decades of effort, patience, and adaptation. Royal commentators frequently note that Queen Camilla's position has always existed under intense scrutiny, particularly because comparisons with Diana, Princess of Wales, continue to influence public opinion around the world. Some observers believe that pressure may have contributed to decisions that later proved damaging. Others argue that royal commentators have exaggerated ordinary palace politics into something far more dramatic. But according to palace speculation, the discussion between King Charles III, Prince William, and Catherine, Princess of Wales, ultimately focused on one unavoidable issue: Princess Charlotte, not Queen Camilla, not media strategy, not reputation management. Princess Charlotte. Reports suggest that Catherine, Princess of Wales, emphasized a simple principle during the meeting. Regardless of intentions, children should never become instruments within broader institutional objectives. Prince George, Princess Charlotte, and Prince Louis may be future representatives of the monarchy, but they are also children entitled to protection, stability, and emotional security. That argument reportedly resonated deeply. According to some royal commentators, King Charles III recognized that allowing uncertainty to continue would only create additional divisions within the family. Whether or not every allegation was accurate, restoring confidence reportedly became the immediate priority. And yet, solving the problem was not as simple as issuing a statement, because another challenge remained. How could the monarchy address growing internal tensions without creating an even larger public controversy? How could King Charles III protect family unity while acknowledging concerns raised by Prince William and Catherine, Princess of Wales? And perhaps most importantly, how could Queen Camilla recover from a controversy that was already spreading through royal commentary, social media discussions, and international headlines? According to palace speculation, those questions would soon lead to a series of decisions capable of reshaping relationships inside the royal family. Because while the private meeting may have ended, the consequences were only beginning. And what happened afterward would determine whether this controversy faded into royal history or became a defining chapter in the evolving relationship between King Charles III, Queen Camilla, Prince William, and Catherine, Princess of Wales. The most surprising development, however, was still waiting to unfold. In the days that reportedly followed the private discussions involving King Charles III, Prince William, and Catherine, Princess of Wales, palace observers began noticing subtle but significant changes. Nothing dramatic was announced publicly. There were no explosive press conferences, no shocking revelations delivered from Buckingham Palace balconies, and no official confirmation of the rumors that had been circulating among royal commentators. Yet according to many royal watchers, the atmosphere surrounding the monarchy seemed noticeably different. That difference was most apparent in the way Prince William and Catherine, Princess of Wales, approached public appearances involving Prince George, Princess Charlotte, and Prince Louis. For years, Prince William and Catherine, Princess of Wales, have carefully balanced royal duty with parental responsibility. Unlike previous generations, Prince William and Catherine have repeatedly emphasized the importance of giving their children as normal a childhood as possible despite the extraordinary circumstances of royal life. According to some royal commentators, the reception controversy only strengthened that commitment. And perhaps that was the real turning point. Because regardless of which version of events one chooses to believe, the larger issue was never simply about Queen Camilla, Princess Charlotte, or a disputed moment at a royal reception. The larger issue concerned the future of the monarchy itself. Every generation of the royal family faces challenges that test relationships, expose vulnerabilities, and force difficult decisions. Sometimes those challenges come from outside the institution. Sometimes they emerge from within. Royal historians frequently remind audiences that the monarchy has survived because it adapts. From constitutional crises to family disagreements, from public controversies involving Prince Harry and Meghan Markle, the Duchess of Sussex, to questions surrounding succession and modernization, the institution has repeatedly faced moments that appeared threatening at the time. Yet the monarchy continues moving forward. What makes this particular story fascinating for so many royal observers is the symbolism attached to Princess Charlotte. To many supporters of the royal family, Princess Charlotte represents continuity, optimism, and the next generation of royal leadership. Every appearance involving Princess Charlotte attracts attention because the public sees not only a child, but also part of the future story of the monarchy. Could that growing popularity create unexpected tensions? Some commentators believe it can. Others argue that public fascination often exaggerates ordinary family dynamics into dramatic narratives that never truly existed. The truth may ultimately lie somewhere in between. As speculation continued, reports suggested that Queen Camilla adopted a noticeably lower profile at several subsequent engagements. Royal analysts offered different explanations. Some believed Queen Camilla was simply allowing public attention to move elsewhere. Others suggested that palace advisors may have recommended a quieter approach following the controversy. Without official confirmation, those theories remain exactly what they are: speculation. Still, the conversation surrounding Queen Camilla revealed something important. Public perception remains one of the most powerful forces affecting the modern royal family. No title, position, or ceremonial role completely shields a royal figure from public scrutiny. King Charles III understands this reality. Prince William understands this reality. Catherine, Princess of Wales, understands this reality. Even Prince Harry and Meghan Markle, the Duchess of Sussex, have experienced firsthand how quickly public narratives can shape reputations and influence perceptions around the world. And that reality makes trust more valuable than ever. According to palace observers, one lesson allegedly emerged from the controversy above all others. Trust cannot be manufactured through carefully planned photographs, strategic appearances, or public relations campaigns. Trust develops through authenticity, consistency, and genuine relationships. Whether discussing King Charles III, Prince William, Catherine, Princess of Wales, Queen Camilla, Prince Harry, or Meghan Markle, the Duchess of Sussex, that principle remains remarkably consistent. What would you choose if you were placed in such a position? Would you prioritize protecting institutional stability at all costs? Or would you prioritize protecting family relationships, even if doing so created uncomfortable questions? Those are the kinds of dilemmas that have defined royal history for generations. As for Princess Charlotte, the young royal reportedly returned to the cheerful public appearances that have made Princess Charlotte so popular among royal supporters. Images of Princess Charlotte smiling alongside Prince George, Prince Louis, Prince William, and Catherine, Princess of Wales, once again dominated discussions among royal fans. For many observers, that return to normality became the most reassuring outcome of all. Because beyond the headlines, speculation, and palace intrigue, there remains a simple reality that is easy to forget. Children should not carry the weight of adult conflicts. That principle may ultimately be the most enduring lesson associated with this entire story. Whether the controversy was exactly as described, partially misunderstood, or exaggerated through rumor and speculation, the public fascination surrounding the incident demonstrates just how closely people continue to watch every development involving King Charles III, Prince William, Catherine, Princess of Wales, Queen Camilla, Prince Harry, Meghan Markle, and the wider royal family. And perhaps that fascination explains why stories like this continue capturing attention across the world. Because beneath every headline lies a deeper question about power, loyalty, legacy, and the future of one of the world's most famous institutions. What do you think really happened behind palace walls? Do you believe the incident was simply a misunderstanding that grew larger through speculation? Or do you believe deeper tensions existed beneath the surface all along? Share your thoughts in the comments below, because your perspective is always part of the conversation. And if you enjoy thoughtful royal family analysis, discussions about Prince William, Catherine, Princess of Wales, King Charles III, Queen Camilla, Prince Harry, Meghan Markle, royal succession, palace dynamics, and the future of the monarchy, be sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss our upcoming videos. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next royal story.